guys, this is Alicia, and I thought I would give you a pantry tour. I'm going to take you two places. Right here in front of you is the cabinet I'm about to open in my kitchen. That is my working pantry. It's about 6 feet, maybe. It's a little bit, the top of the section is a little bit taller than me. I come to about here. I'm 5'2", so just under 6 feet of space. And then I also have more long-term storage that I keep in my garage, just because we have a small house, a small kitchen, and I chose when we remodeled the kitchen to do more counter space and workable space and less storage space. So this is what it looks inside. There are 4 shelves. Get back here so you can see a little better. And they all slide out, which is very convenient. Now that I've had that, I don't think I can live in a house without it. On the top shelf here is where I keep most of my canned goods. I've got peanut butters, nut butters, jelly up there. A little bit of overflow back here, but there's also, what else is back there? Oh, there are some different flavors. Something my husband likes that I just don't understand. And behind there are also some, what is it, like powdered bouillon containers and stuff. Some things that are tall and not can shaped here. Beans mostly there. This is like coconut milk, sweetened condensed milk type stuff. These so far tomato products, there's some tomato sauce and tomato paste, a couple different salsas. Let's see on the bottom, olives. I pulled those in here from outside just the other day because I have a bunch of olives that are about to expire. So I put them in here so I use them. These are dehydrated green onions from my garden. Tahini, my kids eat a ton of this on vegetables. It's just chili lime seasoning. I haven't decided if I'm going to use this up or just toss it. I don't use it that much. Some agave syrup I got to try a recipe. Don't really care for this stuff. Some extra ketchup and beef broth because I was out of it in the freezer. I like to have broth on hand. And down here are all the round shaped cans like water chestnuts, tuna, canned salmon, stuff like that. And then over here on this side, well, gum for my husband. And then these are like Asian things you sprinkle on cucumbers. I have a Japanese friend, so I like that kind of stuff. Some long matches, because my daughter likes to light candles, but the matches scare her, so she likes to have more space. And then back there are some different pectins for canning. So if I need those, I just pull it out, see? And I can put it back. Here on the second shelf is mostly baking, pasta, rice, that type of stuff. So if I pull this shelf out, back here are different. I use these when I have a different shaped pasta, like these are those little elbow macaronis, and I don't use the whole bag because I'm using a certain amount for recipe. Then I put the rest in there, and then one of my daughters who loves pasta makes it on the weekends usually. I've got some other small ones. I think those are lentils there. This is some almond flour. We've got my rices here. This is jasmine rice. This is usually full of brown rice. I'll need to refill it soon. Spaghetti, lasagna noodles. Up more in front here we have some baking mix, just some more like, these are baggy type containers. I don't like to have them roaming around, so I put them in there. But the baking soda, baking powder, cocoa, my homemade ranch mix, and then this is cocoa nibs. I took them out of the package. And then over on this side there's some coconut flour. I have one recipe I use shortening for, and I can't remember what it is right now, but I found a deal on those. I'll probably end up putting them out in my freezer because I don't know when I'll make whatever that is when I think of it, and I'll want it to last. I have brown sugar in here. I normally don't keep it in here, but I didn't have room for another one of these that I normally keep it in today, and I had bags I wanted to get rid of, so I put it in there. We'll see. Sugar, whole wheat flour, that's overflow because this is full of whole wheat flour. Back here, chia seeds. I have all these little containers. Let me take this out so you can see all these little ones. I like stackable containers. It makes more use of space. It's mostly things like yeast, cornmeal, there's some quinoa, stuff that comes in smaller amounts that I can keep in small containers. And then the big versions of those that I stack have whole wheat flour. This is powdered sugar, and this is a corraler that has like those little lollipop sticks and food coloring and sprinkles to go on things. Keep those all together there. So if I put that shelf back, The next shelf down here is mostly drink stuff and overflow. So these are cereal bars my kids like from Trader Joe's, and we have them for breakfast on Sunday because I'm lazy that day. My husband likes tea with sweetener. I keep that in there. We drink a lot of iced tea. So I just dump all those in there. These I don't normally have in here, but Tivana's going out of business, and I love it. I like to make iced teas with their herbal teas in the summer, so I got a couple of those. Dehydrated marshmallows from TheKneadyHomesteader. These are all tea bags. Some of them are, like if I get near the end of a box, I don't want the box taking up room, I'll put the extra bags in here and get rid of the box. And some of them are actually loose tea. My friend brought me some Pantry tea from Japan, and I like that, so it's in there, along with some bags to make bags. My husband's snack peanuts. This is stuff that goes in kids' lunch boxes, these little fruit leathers, granola bars, things like that. I find it takes less space to take them all out of the box and stick them in there. And then in here are more drinks, a lot of teas. I probably take these out and put them in there. Some more Tivana teas, and like I said, overflow too. So there's, I obviously have a fear of running out of cocoa because I have it backstocked, but I also have like more baking powder back there, a bunch of these types of things for the kids' lunch, more kid lunch stuff as well. So, and marshmallows for hot chocolate. That's not the only time we have marshmallows. So, that's just kind of a big container for all those little things, just to keep them all together. So they're not just roaming around shelves. And then down here on the bottom shelf, I call it the healthy shelf. It's where I keep random healthy type things. These are dog treats though. They're not exactly healthy, but dried cranberries I need to restock. They are on sale at Sprouts this week, so I will be going tomorrow. By the way, my pantry looks kind of bare because it's the end of the week, shopping week. I started shopping on Wednesdays because that's the day there's least amount of people in the store. And so I'm going tomorrow because today's Tuesday. So there's less in here. Back there is quick oats. I don't use them very often, but I have a couple recipes for certain types of breakfasty things that use them. So I have one canister of them there. This is my regular flour. I used to keep it in a big jar on my counter space, but I swapped. I had oatmeal in here, and I swapped and put the oatmeal there and the flour here because I use the oatmeal or the oats more than I use the flour anymore. This is just small stuff. One of my kids' favorite trail mixes, dried cherries, one instant oatmeal that looked good, but I don't know why I got it because I don't eat that. Popcorn to pop. My daughter likes pineapple juice in her lunch. I keep a couple nips in here because I don't drink a lot of wine, but I sometimes use it in my cooking, and these are a nicer amount to try to keep track of. But here's the, you see what I mean by healthy stuff, like the unsweetened coconut flakes and the nutritional yeast, and over here is hemp hearts and matcha green tea and moringa, like all this kind of stuff. There's also a protein powder there, one snack thing of pistachios, and my kids' favorite little shakers for popcorn. So that is the inside working pantry. I try to pull things in here that I know I'm going to use for the week, and also I just keep some things in here that, as I unload the groceries, that I know I will be using because I just use them a lot. So I will pause and come back, and we will be in my garage where you can see that, the more long-term pantry. Okay, so here we are in my garage, and this is the storage part. It kind of looks bigger on my phone camera than it does in real life. So here I have like the laundry room is in our garage, and then my deep freezer. I have an extra fridge because we have a family of 5, and even just drinks take up too much space, and I use that as well. But this is pretty much the only extended part where I can fit food in the house. Up here I keep things like toilet paper and paper towels and trash bags and Kleenex and those big bulky items that I just can't fit in the house, but we need to have a lot of on hand. And I need to replenish toilet paper because that's all we have left. And then I do have a small section here of toiletries. There's a file box behind those shampoos right there. And that box has extra things like deodorant, feminine products, toothpaste, stuff like that. So this is the bulk of the food though on this shelf. And I have mostly, there's a couple snack bars there, some cake mixes and sugar and baking stuff over there. Up in here is mostly condiment type stuff. There's soy sauce and vinegars and syrup and mustard, molasses, that kind of stuff. And then down here, there was a few more condiments that couldn't fit up there because they're tall. But these are mostly stacked forward and back. As you can see, we've got some, my husband's favorite thin pasta. It's a whole wheat pasta there. A lot of green beans from here on back because one of my daughters loves green beans. A bunch of tomato products here. Those are the Aldi version of the Rotel right there. I like those and they're way cheaper. And then there's regular tomatoes and bigger cans on the little shelf back there. Some mayonnaise. I have a ton of pumpkin right now. I need to look up pumpkin recipes. I got some really good deals this year, and so I just stocked up a bunch of canned pineapple because we go through that. We like it on pizzas and in fruit salad and stuff like that. Only a couple cans of corn. Back in here where you might not be able to see, this is zucchini relish I made from the garden this year, and down in there is a whole section, like from the back to here, of jellies that I made that we like to eat. And then this little container has some smaller cans. There's tuna, there's an extract, and there's some small can of green chilies back there. But most of it underneath here is the same stuff that's in front. So like right here, there are green beans underneath there, and right here there's tomatoes underneath there. So that is the food section out here. I have a small section down here of stuff from the lunches, like granola bars, more of those applesauce packets, some juice boxes, what's left from the kids' lunches. I do also have some rice right there. I normally have that up here, but I was out of room because I just went to Costco recently, so that's right there for now. And then down here I have where I stockpile cleaners that we use. You know, they kind of speak for themselves. I did forget to mention that right up here are spices. I have a couple of those big Costco spice things in my freezer, but other than that, they're mostly there. This, by the way, is also fruit, like canned fruit, and I got several really good deals on cherry pie filling, which I will use in muffins. So big spices up there, and then down here, like this, this is from my garden, and I dehydrated it. It is basil, garden basil, and some bags of beans are in here as well. But see all these? There's another one of these back there. I have a lot of these jars with spices because I get a lot of the ones I use a lot in. I get them in bulk at Winco usually, and so I keep them in jars instead of all the little bags running around. Let's see if I can show you another one of these. I have 3 of them back here. Let's see if I can pull these out for you. This is more pickling stuff, although there is a chicken seasoning back there, but there's some more home basil. This is more, these are like cloves. And then back here behind the tub that have the, we also have these. So we have chili powder, paprika, allspice, dill weed, parsley, some more from the garden. I keep those in here in those mason jars just because they stack and store better than the little baggies you get in the store when you're filling the bulk section. So that's the pantry outside, the long-term working pantry, the one that also holds the stuff we can't fit inside but are household items like toiletries and paper products and things like that. If you have a chance to check out Suttons Daze or More to Life or The Needy Homesteader, they're doing pantry stuff all year long in Project Pantry, so I'd encourage you to check out their channels and their videos to get your own pantry started, or if you have a great pantry and want to show it, connect to their videos. And I hope that you enjoy this tour.